Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to you, Arshad Yusufzai. We are talking about, well, we've just viewed that clip. And of course, it's been all across, global media and mainstream media as well. We see and hear that Prime Minister Imran Khan, former Prime Minister, was taken into custody by paramilitary forces from Islamabad High Court premises. That was yesterday. And this arrest has led to a call from his party for nationwide protests, presenting another blow to the nuclear armed country struggling with an economic crisis. What has led to the arrest? The days leading up to the arrest, what has gone down, and why do we see this massive, protest playing out on the streets of Pakistan? And are you concerned as a journalist and as a Pakistani that this could lead to real serious trouble in Pakistan?
Alaikum assalam. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, this is concerning for me as a Pakistani and as a journalist because the country is in a turmoil since yesterday afternoon. It's almost 20 hours that we are facing all these troubles across the country since former Prime Minister Khan was arrested. I believe that he was sort of caught off guard because they had been facing these threats of arrests for the past 1 year or so since he was ousted on the 10th of April last year. Imran Khan had faced a number of attempts on him getting arrested at his residence in Lahore and on the way to Islamabad a couple of times. But his supporters foiled or failed those attempts because they were in massive numbers. They were able to repel the police. However, this time it was not the police who took the action. It was the Rangers, the Pakistan Rangers, a paramilitary force. And the base of the case is that Imran Khan had been summoned by the National Accountability Bureau a number of times, but he had not shown up to go for the hearing or to clarify his position into an alleged corruption of over 190 million British pounds that are said to be given to him and his missus and a friend of the family. And this money was given in shape of plots of land, which were later used to establish a university. However, after the arrest, since his people been saying this, his followers, more importantly, not his leadership, but the followers have been saying it repeatedly over social media, in daily lives, that Imran Khan is their red line, and whoever touches him would be a direct collision with them. That is what has happened yesterday. That is what we are witnessing now. I believe since he was taken, his party leadership, the deputy president of the party or the deputy chairman, former Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, has been heading the party in his absence, in Imran Khan's absence, and he has been asking or telling his protesters, his party workers, to have peaceful demonstrations across the country. There are demonstrations, but there is no peace. Seems like the followers have forgotten that word. And they are angry not just at the authorities who have arrested Imran Khan, not just at the government, but to their belief, it is doing of the military. That's why they have stormed various military installations, key sensitive locations in Rawalpindi and Lahore elsewhere. It is of those installations. Right now, roads are blocked, even though it's early in the morning here. It's 11 o'clock. People would come back to the roads later in the day. They will start their protest later in the day, as happens normally. It's afternoon and later that they amass the roads, but still the motorway is blocked. People are not able to count in different cities. It is a mayhem. And I think that they are trying to pressurize the government to release Imran Khan. who is going to face the criminal charges. At least right now, he is being summoned in a specially declared prison, which is now which has now been termed as a courtroom. He is heavily guarded with police. That area, no one can enter there. And talk now, an hour ago or so, it was reported that Imran Khan has been given, the court has granted him to be given into physical remand.
Okay, you are a journalist, and obviously you're going to try and not be biased in any respect regarding my following questions. And the one of those would be, are these not perhaps trumped up charges against Imran Khan? We do know that previous presidents or prime ministers in the country have been involved in large-scale corruption. Even the current prime minister has been fingered as being very, very corrupt indeed. Why all this emphasis and why all of this focus on Imran Khan? Is he a huge threat to all of these previous and current leaders? Do they need to get him out of the way?
It is one tactic of pressurizing him. I cannot say for sure if he would be found guilty or not here, because you never know what happens. And in Pakistan, no one has been proven guilty, but there are charges. Some believe that, many of the people or experts believe that these are politically motivated. It is a victimization tactic that they are forcing Imran Khan. Others say no, it has really happened, and Khan should have gone to face the charges, but he did not. So he sort of felt that he was above. In whichever situation, the problem here is that uh, Imran Khan's party, his leadership, believe that it's not the government alone who is trying to pressurize him or put him behind bars, in a way to demoralize his supporters. More importantly, political leaders in his party, who are referred to in Pakistan as electables, or the winning horses as we normally know them. These are the people who contest elections, go into the parliament. So it is also an attempt. It could be an attempt that he or his supporters are, sort of cut off from his party in an attempt to destabilize and weaken his party, which right now, if there were elections as we are expecting them in October, Imran Khan would have easily won in great numbers, because people supporting him are growing by the day. So it could be an attempt to demoralize his supporters, and then Imran Khan alone, his party alone, has been facing all these PDM parties, the Pakistan Democratic Movement parties, who are in power right now. And they have felt that he is sort of a person, a characteristic leader who can give them tough time anytime.
Hussein Suleiman has just sent in a message asking, is this just not a pretext for martial law to be introduced in Pakistan?
Well, there were concerns yesterday in the evening, since there were reports that internet was completely jammed or blacked out. It is still happening. Mobile phone services are not working in some of the major cities. There were rumors that this is a pretext, or preparations for the imposition of martial law. However, experts believe, including myself, to some content, if I can be trusted leveled as an expert, I don't think that the military will act as in that regard. They would not go for a martial law, since PTI, or Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, Imran Khan's party, is in a great number, and their supporters are prepared to do anything, to face anything, to face any force, and to take on anyone right now. So I don't think that martial law is an option for the military right now.
Going back to the time when Imran Khan was ousted, he made allegations that it was America who caused his downfall. He indicated at that time that he's got proof that America didn't want him to be in power. They needed their own stooges in place to obviously, to follow and to follow America's lead, whatever America suggests that the new leaders or the American puppets in place in Pakistan, whatever they dictate will happen. How do the people in Pakistan view those allegations by Imran Khan, given that top diplomats in the United States and Britain has called for the rule of law in Pakistan after Imran Khan's arrest triggered nationwide violence. How is that being viewed then?
Well, it's a clear divide between the people in Pakistan. Those who support Imran Khan are still believing that Imran Khan was right when he accused the United States of America for bringing his government down. They still believe that Imran Khan's allegations are true, even though we have seen on a number of times that him and his party leadership has tried to mend relations with the United States by meeting diplomats here in Pakistan, in Islamabad, in Lahore, and elsewhere. Uh, for those who do not believe in Imran Khan, who do not support him, or who are neutral in some regard, not belonging to any political party, believe just a political tactic that Imran Khan used very wisely in the past, last year in April, gain sentiments and sympathy of his followers. But it is a reality that whoever wants to work in Pakistan, to be in power in Pakistan, they have to have good relations with the United States and the UK and Europe and other countries in the region, particularly the Middle East. Coming back to the point where you mentioned the United States and UK are concerned, the concern has been there for the past 2 months or so because they believe and they have seen that extra political stuff has been going on in Pakistan in an attempt to victimize Imran Khan. The current rulers have gone beyond the way, beyond the limits to try and bring him out and force him one way or the other to target him, I would say, politically and judicially. So the concerns are genuine, and people could see that if you target Imran Khan unlawfully somehow, there will be unrest in Pakistan. And unrest in Pakistan is not good for the country itself, but also for the region and internationally.
How is this going to impact on? All right, we don't know what's going to play out in the following days, but how do you suppose it's going to impact on the upcoming elections? Because clearly it seems that the current government wants Imran Khan out of the picture because they feel certain, as does the rest of the globe, that if Imran Khan does contest the elections, he is going to win.
Yeah. So there are attempts, and one of these attempts could be, whenever Imran Khan is behind bar, that is a mistake, by the way, but because whoever goes to jail or prison in Pakistan becomes a bigger leader. But the politicians or the current rulers believe that they need more time to deliver or to bring the inflation down to stabilize the country's economy. They are in hope of getting IMF funding or loans from friendly countries like China or Saudi Arabia or the UAE. So the general elections that are supposed to be taking place in October might not happen as we see it from here right now. And the delay, no matter if it is a few months or so, the government would try to gain from that delay by providing some sort of relief to the general masses. The petrol are so high that people cannot afford it. Food, edible stuff is really expensive right now. And just in 24 hours, the prices have again gone up by 6% or so since yesterday. So the government's attempt would be to delay the elections in an effort to gain some sort of sympathy of the people or provide some relief to the people to gain votes. However, I believe even if the government were to provide any relief to the people in terms of stabilizing the economy, people's sympathy still goes to Imran Khan.
How do you suppose this is going to play out in the coming days? Because we're seeing mass protest action. We've already heard, and the numbers obviously are going to start rising, but we heard this morning that one person has been killed thus far in these protests. How do you suppose this is going to play out, and what do you believe needs to happen to make the protest stop? To get the people to get back to work and to get back to normal day-to-day living and not to take to the streets and cause large-scale mayhem.
It is very unfortunate that people have been targeting and putting arson to government installations, to public properties, to businesses. It is so unfortunate because, in the end, it is damaging your own country. The problem here is that the PTI leadership, if it is in provincial basis, like here in my province, or in the federal capital or elsewhere in the country, the leadership is not found to be leading from the front. They are just active on social media. They are not leading their crowds. They are not trying to calm down their protesters. Only statements are coming from the PTI core committee. Like I mentioned, Shah Mahmood Qureshi has been asking people to protest, but peacefully, and that peaceful stuff is not observed. So I fear that a leaderless crowd might go out of the way, continue creating problems for common people and for the country, instead of going to work and to go into their normal lives. That is a problem that might continue for a few days. The simplest and quickest solution would be to bail out Imran Khan so that he can return to the court proceedings. But once he is free, his people might calm down easily. Other than that, the military and the police have suffered losses and damages, and already they have started arresting people who they have identified from CCTV footages or from footages on social media. So, these retaliatory actions against one another might create more problems. And like you mentioned, that there is already one casualty reported. There have been reports about 20 were injured yesterday in proximity to Peshawar, just a couple of hours from Peshawar. There have been incidents of firing, direct firing on protesters. So if there's no leadership to lead them, protests might get more wider, more wider.
My final comment is that from where I sit, how I view the situation is it's either that Imran Khan is released and calls for calm amongst his supporters. And I think that's the only thing that's going to calm them down. The fact that he's been released, he's free, and he can go about his regular business, his normal business, and for them to go back to start leading a normal life. And if that doesn't happen, obviously, I see martial law being introduced. That does sound very drastic, but that's what it looks like from where I am. Your
Yeah, I
thoughts?
agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you on the first part completely. That unless Imran Khan is released or bailed, and he then tells his people that he's all right, he was not abused or anything, people will go back to their normal lives. They will always be on standby. Whenever Imran Khan gives them a call, they are ready to die for him. So it is him who can calm the people down. And then the fear of martial law is there, but I believe government would be able to control things in a way that it would not escalate to martial law, because both military and the government would not want the imposition of martial law at this time.
That's where we're going to leave it. This undoubtedly is a developing story, and we will be talking with you more in the coming days. Thank you indeed. And that, of course, is Arshad Yusufzai from Pakistan talking about the arrest of Imran Khan and the large-scale protests by his followers in Pakistan. We've just heard that one person so far has been killed in these protests or demonstrations, and at least 23 people have been injured, and scores of them have already been arrested. That's it on that story. It does bring us to 25 after 8 o'clock. We're going for an ad break, and inshallah, when we do get back, Matakanye is standing by to talk to us about the issue around that new energy drink that has caused such frenzy in our country and all around the globe.